Welcome to the Bringing the Business platform. You got BC and Nick in the house. What's going on, Nick?
Man, chilling, man. Long time, man. What's going on with you? Everything good?
Man, everything good, man. Just getting back in the groove of things. I'm going through this just working and man, I told you I went back to school, so I'm doing this grad school thing. So that's why all my time and stuff be occupied with doing stuff like that. But other than that, I can't complain.
Yeah, man. I've been trying to hold it down, man. While you been doing your thing, I let everybody know what's going on. So, man, it's good that you trying to do well, I ain't gonna say trying to do what you're doing. It's good that you're doing what you're doing. You
Yes,
know what I'm saying? So it's just another stepping stone on what we trying to do. So,
for sure. Hey, so today's episode, we got a special guest in the house, right? So this guest is somebody that uh I was gonna say he'd known me all my life, but he'd known me before I even came in the picture because that's how long he's been friends with my mother and my family. So you know what I'm saying? So without further ado, I'm gonna let him come in and kind of tell us a lot about him. I'll say a little bit, but I want to hear a lot about him and some of the things he got going on and some of the things that he want to share to the people. So there's somebody that I call Unc, you know what I'm saying? And like I say, somebody that's been around the family and been in my family for years. So without further ado, we got Louis Jenkins in the house. What's going on, Unc?
Man, ain't nothing going on. You know me, I'm solid, right?
I heard that.
And just doing my thing, my mission, trying to get 1 billion plus to live healthy, you know.
Okay.
I've been doing this thing, man, for like 28 years, when it started when I went to prison, you know what I'm saying, back in 95. So I've been on the grind ever since then, from 95 until today, and I'm gonna keep on doing it, man, until my last breath. I'm trying to get people to understand, man, their superpower was living healthy, because the healthier you is, man, the better you can do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but you know what? I don't even mean to cut you off, but you know what? Before we get to this healthy thing, we got to go back. I want, you know what I'm saying? We see the health
yeah.
right now. You on your health kick and you on your entrepreneur kick and you doing your acting. I don't mean to give it away, but I want to take it back to the beginning and let people know
Yeah.
your, you know what I'm saying?
You want to know how I got here?
Yeah, I want to know your journey. So first of all,
Yeah, I want to know the journey myself too, for sure.
so where you from? Where you from? And tell me a little bit about your family coming up or whatever.
Okay, all right. Usually I be telling people to get the book, right? Because the book is real interesting.
Which I got it. We got it.
You can read, yeah. But I started off. We lived in Fernwood area. Came up, single parent. You know what I'm saying? So, and went to school, grammar school, high school. Your mother did the best she can. You know what I'm saying? And when you being a single parent, the mother had to work a job or 2 jobs, whatever. So in our house, it was really up to you to go to school and educate yourself. You know what I'm saying? To move forward. She tried, she did her thing, but it's really up to you. So, went to high school, started playing basketball. That's how I met your mother. She's on the pom-pom squad, and I was on the basketball team. So that's how I met your mother. Then, after high school, you went to college for a little while. You used to go to college back then and get them little checks, So,
Right.
Yeah.
got those little checks. Then, one day I'm like, man, okay, I was half going anyway. I was playing basketball. Then I stopped playing basketball in college and got that last check. Like, I'm gonna try to figure something else out, But then, I started, wandering off and doing other things, man. I got unfocused, you know what I'm saying? Started selling drugs, went from weed to then went to cocaine and heroin, you know what I'm saying? And you got into a whole different world, a world I really didn't know nothing about. But I was just hanging around my cousins. Then, just started doing my thing, and all these other little things come with this type of game. You know what I'm saying? Stick up. You know, you read I'll face death like 6 times, man.
Yeah, I know. In the book, man, Nick, in the book, man, he came close with some close calls, man, and like you say, getting robbed, getting the females, coming up with stories when they tearing you off, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Man, it was a lot going on, man. Huh?
Yeah, it was a whole lot, man. So that's why I'm like, can't nobody tell me ain't no God. You know what I'm saying? Because the death, the situation I was in, man, and I only came out with a few black eyes and a few hickeys. And I had the guns and in rooms with shootouts and the crap game. So it was really, man, that type of life. But I came through it. You know, the best thing happened to me, man. I went to prison.
What did you go to prison for?
Of selling drugs.
Okay.
I did 3.5 years. So that's really the best thing happened to me, man. Because I went to prison, I started like going to church. And then what church did was change my thinking. Then once your thinking changed, man, your habits change. You know what I'm saying? You start seeing life in a different view. Because when I went, I'm like, man, I ain't gonna come out the same way I came in. I think I was around 31, 32 then.
That's kind of old. That's kind of old to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Most cats go early 20s or late teens and stuff like that. So 31, you was really a grown man.
Yeah,
you know
but I didn't have that mindset of a real grown man. You know what I'm saying? I had that number. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's people these days now that's my age or 50. I'm 63. Well, it's people in their 50s and 40s, man. They still act like kids. They still dress like kids. They still talk like kids. They still have, younger people ways. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a number.
So what was the prison experience like? Like when you first went in there, because when you went for the 3 years, this was your first time going down?
Yeah, it's my first time.
So what was that experience like walking in there and
it was like I didn't go to no real rough joint, you know what I'm saying? But with my case, I went to a medium, So in meetings, people trying to go home.
Right.
They ain't on all that. It's a few of them come through there, but they ship them out. So it was all right, man. Because I was in the county for a little while, and while I was in the county, I think I was counting like 30 days. So I was push up in every night. So I had a little weight on me anyway when I went. By the time I got there, I didn't go there like all burn out. But it was hey man, it was all right, man. Like I say, it rescued me. You hear that cliche. People talking about jail rescued them and all like that. That was for real with me. That wasn't no cliche. That was facts, man. So
it's sad to say, and it's hard for people to understand that, but that happens a lot to our young black boys going to prison to save their life. Because if they stay out here on the streets, they gon' die. So going to prison helps preserve them. And that time that you in there, now your enemies, either they locked up now or they done died off or whatever. So it give you beef a little second to die off, opposed to you just stand out here, man. So I know that to be the case.
Yeah, like with me, it was a little different because I really didn't have no end. I mean, just stick up means, you know what I'm saying? But I never see them again. So basically, I didn't hang around those type of people. And then like me, when I did my thing, I want a gang banging drug deal. I used my toolbox, my mind. You know what I'm saying? I did all the things with my mind. The way I had the operation set up. You know what I'm saying? We had 2 ships, and I had people doing this and doing that for years. They wasn't up on me, man. Only way they started getting up on me is when I started getting unfocused, man. Such as I started gambling, You know, all of a sudden, every night is a party night. You know what I'm saying? And when you get unfocused, man, then you start making mistakes. You know, so that was the life, man. But you know, when like I said, back when I was in prison, I just started working out, taking care of myself, man, living healthy, eating certain food, you know, making doctor's appointments. I wasn't doing that in the street. Because when you're in that type of life, man, it's a whole different world, man. It's a whole different world, man. So fast forward, then, you know, when I got out, this one of the things interesting, the day of my release, man, I had a pastor come take me to his church and baptize me, man, then take me to the airport, you know. So
that was around then, like the St. Louis area or something, you say, right?
Right, that was
Right.
East St. Louis. I was in one of them little joints, East St. Louis, like 500-600 people. But and then, you know, once I got out, like in '98, you know, I just thought all I did was took my business from the dark, and brought it to the light. It's the same concept, man. Business is business.
Yeah.
You know, debit, credit, liability, assets. You know what I'm saying? Business decisions. So it's the same thing. So that until today, I basically still use the same concepts, man, that I use in the dark with my business. Like, you know, save the money. Only thing different, I didn't invest the money, you know, because you really don't think about that, you know. It's just like I talk about on my show. It's on my page about money. How we wasn't taught about money. We was taught about money the wrong way.
Right.
You know, like I say, my parents, they did their best. You know what I'm saying? She did her best, but her mama didn't really teach her too much about money.
I was going to say they didn't know much about.
They didn't know, right? You know, they just know, you know, to get the money and do this and do that. But they didn't know how to get the money, how to invest the money. They didn't know about different streams of income. You know, most people don't know now. You know, you can have different streams of income. You can do this. You know, you can get up side hustle. You know, I don't have nothing against a 9 to 5, but I do wish people would do more than just that. You know what I'm saying? So most people don't have energy. They come home tired. That's why. That's where changing your lifestyle will. If you live a little healthy, you'll have energy after work. You know what I'm saying? You know, you won't come home and just eat stuff you ain't got no business eating. Because just like now, me, I'm doing this interview. Whenever I do interviews or my talk show, it's always on an empty stomach. You know what I'm saying?
Why is
that? Because when it seems like when the body get into survival mode, you know what I'm saying? It tends to like react more. I'm more clear. I think better. You know what I'm saying? I feel better. You know, next time you have me on the show, I can break that on down. You know what I'm saying? How the less food you eat, the better you feel, the longer you live. You know what I'm saying? Me and food, we okay. You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't good friends with food. We okay. We cordial. You know what I'm saying?
So I find that kind of strange. Like, if you don't mind me asking, how much you weigh?
I'm at like 214 now.
Okay, you look bigger than that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You look bigger.
Hey, I ain't cutting you off. I look bigger now when I used to be 228. You know, so you know, it really takes time to learn these things, and I don't work certain things on my body. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, I look bigger than that. I never, when I was at 228, I didn't look like this. I was pretty big. I was more puffy. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between weight and weight. You know, that's why sometimes if you see them bodybuilders, they be wearing like 205. They look huge.
Yeah.
Oh, they look huge at 205. You know, so I had to learn that because I was like, man, 220, that's pretty big. But as I start eating less, you know what I'm saying, eating the right food, what happened is the body fat start to leave. See, the less you eat, like I say, what happens is, man, long you eat the right food, long as your insulin level don't rise up. When you eat processed food and the other stuff, your insulin level raise up. Then what happens? Your body starts to store the food, if that makes sense. It starts to store the food in your liver. Then once your liver gets full, that's how you start seeing the food. The weight around your waist, women, back thighs, all that in your face, But once you start eating less, what happens is, see, the body is a well-oiled machine. The body is amazing. I love the body, man. What happens is, once you start to eat less food, the body is going to always eat. So you eat less, then just say, I tell my clients, I'm like, what you want to do is eat half of your food. Eat half of your food and go back and eat the other half like 5 or 6 hours later. I don't just tell them, like I'm going to tell you, no more fried chicken, no more cheese steak, whatever. I'm going to tell you that you've been doing that for 30 years. I'm asking you to fail, right? So what I do, I tell the client, eat half of your food. When they first start out, I don't even tell them what to eat, because I gotta keep them in the familiar zone for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because if I tell you to step out your familiar, because we love to be where it's familiar, where it's comfort at. So I say, okay, I'm still making comfort for you, but you eat half of it. So you eat half your food. What happens is you eat the half, and then after a couple hours, the body you got to trick the body, if that makes sense. You got to trick the body. Once you trick the body, and it's going to start wanting food, so it's going to start burning off your unwanted pounds. But most people, they eat too much. They don't give the body a chance to burn that off. But see, you know what, B? We was programmed to eat 3-4 times a day.
So you said we don't need to eat 3-4 times a day?
No. Look, I don't eat 3 or 4 times a day. And look, I'm a nice size. You know what I'm saying? I don't eat like today. Okay, use today. And I ate around noon. I usually eat around 11 o'clock. I think I ate around noon. And I didn't eat nothing real big. Ate a nice size chicken breast. What else I eat? See, both the time I eat protein. 90% of my food is protein. I very rarely eat carbohydrates. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Because see, carbohydrates, that sticks to you. That raises your insulin level. Remember I said when your insulin level raises, it stores.
So you don't deal with the diabetes, high blood pressure, none of that type of stuff?
No, man. No, man. I ain't on no type of medication. I don't think I never took medication. Let me try to think. I think, okay, a few times I took for high cholesterol. I think that's hereditary, but it's coming down now since I changed my approach. See, this what I've been doing now. I've been doing this for a couple months. You know what I'm saying? Because it's what basically people call intermittent fasting. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much eat from 12 to 8.
Yeah, I go 16. It's just like sometimes I just go 24. Like, okay, Professor, I ain't eat till I think around noon today. So I may not eat anything else. If I do, man, I may go upstairs and eat peanut butter on crackers or something, man. But once you get used to it, you won't even be hungry. Like now, I'm not even hungry. I can go through the night. Then I'm in the gym at 3 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do.
I want to. Even though like I'm trying to get into the health thing too. You know, I go to the gym and stuff like that. But I kind of want to go back a little bit because a lot of stuff you've been saying been like it's inspirational, and I want to see like when you were saying about the whole prison thing, how that saved your life. And the way I'm looking at it is, well, on top of it saving your life going inside, you got a relationship with God. I guess my question is, before you went in, did you have somewhat of a relationship with God before you went in there? And then going in there, and it kind of slows your life down to reform that relationship?
No, I basically had no relationship. Only thing I had with God, the relationship is like giving. because God loves a cheerful giver. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I always gave. Like now I have a charity called Cheerful Giver. I always give, man. I just, you know, I just love that. That's my really my first thing, giving. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I really didn't have no relationship with God. You know, I acknowledged Him because I used
Right.
to
Right.
when I was younger, we went to church. You know what I'm saying? I went to church. My grandmama had to help us sell the cake. So I just, so I had, she was giving me like $5-6. You know what I'm saying? But I had to go to
Right.
church service. So we sold cake after church. So other than that, man, I didn't. No, I mean I acknowledge Him. You know what I'm saying? But and then a lot of times, once you get in trouble, you say them foxhole prayers, right?
Right.
I'm
Right. Right.
locked up. Lord, please have Him give me a bail. You know what I'm saying? God, you tell those things. Then once you get out, you don't. But no, I basically it was real shallow. You know what I'm saying? And but like I say, once I went to jail, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I started like doing that and just staying in the word. But you know what, man? The thing about but one thing about faith and belief, it's two different things. You can say things, but do you really believe it? You know what I'm saying? Like when I was in jail, I was going to church, I was Bible study, I was reading it, I even had it on my TV, but I still had that thinking in my head when I get out, because I had a rapper, she went too, but she got out before me. She didn't trick, right? So they gave her 6 years for not tricking on me. So I still had that thinking, man. That thinking, it's hard to get rid of that thinking. You know what I'm saying? You have to really have a made up mind. You know what I'm saying? So it took me like just 2.5 years, a year date before I got out to really say I'm not selling drugs no more. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying you can go to church and you can do this, man, but you still have that thinking, right? I did.
Right.
And I since then I haven't. It's been 28 years, man. I ain't drunk, smoked, I ain't did nothing, man. Not one time. I think it's 28 years. February 10th, 95. So until now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sold drugs. It ain't into my mind.
So I do have another question. So because I know, like I always say that I thank God for being able to get older to have that insight on, like, because as you get older, you grow. You mentally, start to grow and understand. I thank God that I get to an age, which I'm not, I'm 45, but I thank God I got to an age where I can look back and see the stupid stuff that I did. Because some people don't have hindsight. They leave before that. You know what I'm saying? They either get killed or something like that before that. So I mean, want to speak on your case of I know, like, growing up, you never thought at 63 you'd be doing what you're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? So, like, looking back at your younger self, what do you how do you look at yourself now as far as, like, man, I didn't think how do you think, like, oh, this is where I'm at right now?
Well, I never when I was like in my 20s and 30s, I really never thought about the future, right? Because I was doing that. I was doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? So, I just never thought about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just living from day to day. Now I do the same thing. I live one day at a time now, but I'm conscious. I wasn't conscious then. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad. Like now, I'm glad I'm doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Because it keep me healthy. So I make the best decision. You know what I'm saying? Because most people don't get to my age and be medicated free and exercise and be sane. You know what I'm saying? Most people, are like 98% of the population is wrestling with some type of illness. When I researched that, man, 98. Man, 75% of the people, man, in the United States is obese or overweight. So it's like it's a pandemic, epidemic. You know what I'm saying, man? So for some reason, we don't take care of our bodies. We don't take it serious.
We don't take care of our bodies, and also I feel like our government is in cahoots to make sure that we not doing it, because the foods that we eat are over processed, all the different ingredients. I mean, not ingredients, but like the different what's the word I'm trying to use right now? It's like synthetic vitamins and stuff like
Yeah,
that, and chemicals and
right.
stuff in these foods.
It's like they put addictive stuff in there, like caffeine and all that, sugar, salt, sugar, salt. Sugar is like, it's a drug.
Yeah,
They say sugar is a drug. It's just like a drug. You know what I'm saying? It makes you addicted. But you know what, young people, we have a choice.
yeah,
You don't have to, you don't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? We have a choice, and sometimes our choices, man, can be fatal. Like, my oldest son, he deceased. He been deceased like 11 years for drinking and driving. And every day, it seemed like I can remember that all them days I had to tell him, you got to stop driving and drinking. And he always denied, we gonna always deny, right? You know what I'm saying? And I talked about that in my book, man. And he was drinking and driving, man, and killed himself, from your choices. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I used to tell him, like, man, sometimes, man, your choices can be fatal. I used to tell him that. But he's just like, hey, Daddy, I ain't doing it. And, everybody telling me you're doing it. So you have to be conscious, man. You know what I'm saying? And,
right.
hey, eating healthy, living healthy ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? It's simple to say it, but it ain't easy to do.
Hey, and you actually putting in the work. I heard you say this on social media. Then I just heard you say it again now. So you in the gym at 3 a.m. every morning?
Yeah, man. 2:30, 3 o'clock, man. I'm there, man. I'm putting in the work, man.
Why at that time?
I mean, it just, number one, ain't nobody there. Anytime Fitness. Planet Fitness. So
Mm-hmm.
they 24. So
Mm-hmm.
I got assets. I ain't got but I just like to, it's a discipline thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a discipline thing for me. It's a challenge. You know what I'm saying? I always try to do the opposite of what everybody else doing. People scared, I'm not. People eating hot wings, I'm eating chicken breast. You know what I'm saying? I always try to do the opposite, man, that everybody else is doing, man. People running from the storm, running in the storm. You know what I'm saying? Because you always have an advantage, man, when you do the opposite, especially when you do hard things. You know what I'm saying? So I just get up and do it, man. I'm at 5 days now. I was at 6, had to make myself stop. When I went to the doctor for the checkup, the doctor called me and said, man, you gotta stop exercising too much. I'm like, what? I ain't never heard that.
I ain't never heard of that one before.
See what I'm saying? Listen.
I ain't never heard of that.
You're exercising too much, man. You know what I'm saying? Your muscle, cause I took a blood test. He said enzymes. First, when I went to my regular doctor, she's like, your liver count low or something. I'm like, oh, maybe I ain't drinking enough water. So I went to a specialist. I'm like, no, give me a knot. Let me go to the specialist. One thing about me, man, I go get them checkups because I don't want no uh-ohs. You know what I'm saying? How many times we heard that the doctor tell people, if you would have got here a little earlier?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want that news. So, I'm there like the checkup like every 90 days or something. So I go to the specialist and he run the blood test. And he's like, what do you say? Your enzymes, it ain't. And then he came back. He said, it's not in your liver that's high. It's in your muscles, which I never heard none of this. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, you need to slow up a little bit. I'm like, all right, which I did a little. You know what I'm saying? I just cut back on the reps, man, because I'm like, I'm addicted, Then one day he called, he like, you got to slow up. You're exercising too much. You got to slow up. The enzyme is stretching your muscle tissues. So I'm like, okay. So I went from 6 days to 5 days, and I don't do as many reps. I don't put my body, because I really go to the limit, man. when I exercise, I go to the limit. I don't lift a lot of heavy weight, but I just, basically what got me so wide is pull up and incline. Those are my two favorite exercises. You know what I'm saying? That got me looking bigger than what I am. Because once your back get big, you look bigger than what you are. Like I say, I don't weigh but like I think 211 and 212. You know what I'm saying? That's all I weigh. So
how many guys you know, whether they went to school with you, whether you just know them for any, how many guys you know your age still in shape like that?
None. I mean, none. I don't know nobody. Period. You know what I'm saying? So that's why that's the message I'm trying to relay. You know what I'm saying? You want to be good to your body, man, so your body can be good to you as you age, and that's what the journey I'm on with myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, when I was locked up, I'm like, man, I'm gonna live like this the rest of my life. And I kept the promise. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the advantage of living healthy, man. And I want to be an example to other people. You know what I'm saying? Especially older people. Because see, the world say the older you get, the better you're supposed to get. But the world say as you get older, you wither.
Right.
Don't it? So the world say something and the world say something. So you want to live healthy, man. I want to be an example, man. I speak. I want to really speak more. I am. God gonna send me around. I keep on saying every day, I'm gonna do a TED talk. I'm gonna find some type of way, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna meet someone, this and that. I'm gonna do a TED talk. You know what I'm saying? Because like you say, ain't too many guys my age in this type of shape. You know what I'm saying? Medication free. And one thing, man. I keep my mind sharp too. I'm always reading, man.